I'm going to have a controversial take when it comes to this, but first, we'll get the story out here. So, Hershey hit with a backlash boycott calls after casting transgender activist in International Women's Day promo. But I thought March was supposed to be International Women's Month. Whatever, man. If you want to just, put it down to a day, and then, hey, if you want to be the opening act for the best day in March 9th, after all, I'll let you have that one with your shitty chocolate, because at the end of the day, really, you're facing a backlash and a boycott, and it's like, why? Okay? It could be one of those things where you just take a look at that awful packaging. It's like, what the hell am I buying? An activist? A sticker? A piece of cheap candy? It's like, okay, cookies and cream Hershey bar. Great, fantastic. Got some weird design and an ugly chick on the front of it. Great. Normally it's just the ugly chicks that buy this cheap shit because they need something to fill the void of their terrible life decisions, and box wine pairs nicely with dollar candy. But it's funny. It's funny. The people that I'm seeing spurging the hardest about this stuff, it's just all the trad cons, okay? I don't see a lot of women. They were the ones that were pushing for all this tolerance and inclusion and we need a voice, equality. Well, guess what? Started to tolerate everything. Oh, the trad cons started to roll over because we just need to be better men for our women, and our women just need equal opportunity. Well, guess what? Now you're here. Now you have a stunning and brave trans woman representing Women's Day. Isn't that what you guys wanted? Oh no, wait. You wanted boundaries. You wanted guidance. But guess what? You didn't fucking want it when it mattered. So this is what you get. Aha. Hershey's has been hit with backlash and boycott calls after casting a transgender activist who is definitely an activist in an International Women's Day promo. The chocolate manufacturer brought back the She chocolate bar on March 1st for International Women's Day. I've got a video that I've just got to release at some point in time because it's really going to help with a bunch of other allusions and references that I make to it, okay, where I broke down all of this shit. Like, this isn't, dark money actors that are just hanging around in the background. Oh my god. Oh, it's all of these people that are just trying to organize and orchestrate society to make everybody hate each other, to pin red people against green people and blues against blacks and whites against oranges. Nah, man, this is just 80% of consumer 80% of consumer choices are made by women. 60 to 70% of the debt is held by women. You market towards women. You keep trying to placate to them. If you lie, women buy. It's very simple, man. All you need to do is just follow the money. Why do you think even beer commercials now don't have hot chicks, fast cars, or just guys having a good time? No. It's just some androgynous fuck who just needs some sedation. Or it's just all about the whole brewing process and how feel good and organic it is. And like, come on. Or it's a very diverse friend group that are just sitting down and having a cold one with some friends. This is why when you can see through all this stuff, it really doesn't much matter. Like, okay, they're putting some chick with a dick out there to shell some chocolate that I would recommend you not eat at any point in time. That's normally a topic that I'd like to talk about on the other channel. Not the whole dudes in wigs type of shit. No. It's just normally, it's like, this chocolate is garbage, bro. It's not dark chocolate. It's not anything that has any antioxidants in it. It has no health benefits on top of it. You would just naturally be boycotting it because it's just worthless, nutritionalist garbage. Why are you getting butthurt about this? No. It's the encroaching woke culture. It's like, bitches buy chocolate. They market towards bitches. The fuck did you expect? Like, you already seceded that ground, and now guess what? Now they're pissing on it while standing up at the same time. So yeah, just have a laugh, I guess. That's about the best I want to do on this. But a biological male presenting the candy bar in Hershey's advertising campaign, and of course it's Kakada. Jesus. Sorry, gotta get into character. My name is Fae Johnstone. I'm the executive director at Wisdom to Action. Wisdom to Action. Wisdom would infer that you have some sort of acquired intelligence on a certain topic. You're trying to say that you're a woman. That's funny. Johnston said in the promo video, "We can create a world where everyone is able to live in public spaces as their honest and authentic selves. See the women changing how we see the future." See how I laid out everything in the beginning, that everything is just aimed specifically at women because they control all of the purse strings. They do a vast majority of the spending. Women changing how we see the future. Bitch, this is about a fucking candy bar. a candy bar with floor sweepings mixed into it. Like, what are you doing? You're not changing the world. You're just making people more diabetic and slower. Shout out to people who install people movers. Like, come on, that's the only people that are being helped by this campaign.
As you may already seen in your local convenience store, you can find a special edition Hershey chocolate bar with our faces on them.
Really? That's your face right there? Interesting. Now that I look at it, doesn't that kind of look like James O'Keefe's next undercover op? I'm just weird. Anyways.
We still have a long way to go in this fight to end misogyny, patriarchy, and gender-based violence.
You know, my dude out here with all putting his nuts out there on the table, make sure that he's just going to be a good ally for these women out here. Holy.
I hope this campaign helps give more young women and girls role models and possibility models. Yeah. There's nothing to show you how to be the best woman possible. And somebody who was born a man.
Ha, you bitches suck. Aha, aha. You had to outsource being a good woman to a man. Aha, aha. Anyways.
I hope this also shows how we can change the world together. Because guess what? When everybody's a woman, then nobody's a woman. Then it'll be Women's History Year. Yay!
Fuck off. Hershey promo ended up getting blowback. Is that a new sex position kids are getting taught in schools? I don't fucking know. As the company now faces backlash and boycott calls from social media users yeah, I'm sure, man. All these fat do-nothings that just plunk their fucking stupid greasy fingers on Twitter all day long. They probably still have a stash of old Hershey's. I don't need to buy anything because they're stocked up on them. Like, just shut your fucking mouths.
Get this feeling that these companies, I feel like, always despise the women.
You retarded? They were just waiting for the right moment to stick it to us. Did you not hear any of that stuff? Nah, you're just all up in your feelings. Hilarious. A biological man fronts the new Hershey's campaign celebrating women for International Women's Day. Would you get a card for the day? Let's just break this down even further. These are idiots getting mad at a multinational corporation running the fucking numbers, figuring out that, hey, if we're just gonna placate to a bunch of people that were more than willing to let this nonsense come through the door on a day that they fucking made up in order to make said audience feel more empowered. Can you not see how stupid this shit is? No, of course not. This is misogyny at its finest. A real slap in the face to actual women. Yeah, I'm getting pissed off that that's not a real woman, but if you want to see a real slap, just make sure the dinner's cold tonight. Hey, Hershey's, that isn't a woman. And you lost my business for choosing shut your fucking mouth. You're addicted to all of those cheap fucking things. Anyways, I could take a look at the Hershey's Corporation, man, and they have their hands and fingers in so many different things that are out there. They also own real estate. Like, haven't you heard about the Hershey Highway? We know if Fae has somebody important in his or her life, you know that's a dirt road well traveled. But I would much rather move on to something of considerably higher stakes, if we're going to be completely honest. And it's these weirdos out here normalizing pedophilia. That's exactly what this is. AOC tells groups of drag queens that she used to watch drag every night. When she was a kid, when she was growing up, when her father, or lack thereof, wasn't around to tell her that that shit is fucking nonsense, you turn that off. But I guess she's out there virtue signaling that she's one of the good ones because she's currently under investigation for embezzling funds. Oopsie daisy. But she's a little bit older than me. Okay, I'm 32, I'm 32 at time of recording. I know, spoilers, I might be 33 by the time that this publishes. I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, no, regardless. She's 34 or 35. And she grew up in a first world country as well. Yo, man, the only time that I remember any drag performers on TV or ones that you could watch every night, there was Dame Edna. But that was only like sporadically that thing would come on television. RuPaul was a running gag, but this wasn't a regular thing. You're just trying to rewrite history, and you're just trying to gaslight us into thinking that no, drag was always a part of the culture. Fuck off. No, it was always looked upon, at least from what I can recall. It was always looked down upon by just a bunch of degenerate fucks that go out there and just dress up in women's clothing. But at least it was confined to like-minded, legal-aged individuals. But now you're trying to say, when I was growing up, I was just watching drag all the time. And that's why it's totally fine for babies and toddlers to have man-ass and dick and balls just thrust into their face. Do you know what else is super fucked about this entire situation? There's a shocking lack of men that aren't dressed up in bondage gear or have cattails shoved up their ass or just wearing overall degenerate shit that's there. This is why this erasure of women shit, I'm never going to play into that fucking nonsense because you get what you deserve. You cast the man out of the relationship. You make him superfluous. You embrace big daddy government so that you can put your kids in front of this fucking shit. I don't give a fuck what happens to the women that are out there. You guys got exactly what you deserved, if that's what you were pushing. If you were always on the right side, then yeah, I got your back on that one. No doubt. But for these moms that are willingly taking their kids, these activists with children, maybe I should just go ahead and rephrase that appropriately. Because just because they want to bastardize everything doesn't mean that I have to bastardize language. Because this isn't being a mother. This isn't protecting and nurturing your kids. This is actual legitimate damaging. Because what are they showing you? The only men that are going to be in your life are going to be feminized to the point where they make themselves hypersexualized at all times. That is normal. That is fine. That is exceptional. I don't think so. I don't have any children right now. Allah willing, sometime in the next decade or so. We'll see. But just because I don't have any children, I don't buy into that whole, I was a father, I was a mother, I could speak on this topic. No, you can see a bunch of mothers in this situation bringing their children to this degenerate nonsense. You can see them willingly taking them here, and they have no say in this situation. So I'll stick up for the kids because there's a bunch of predators there sticking it up for the kids. A London entertainment company, pedophiles on wheels, that puts on events for parents and babies featuring scantily clad drag performers dancing provocatively, has become the focus of intense international outrage. Yeah, I've seen clips on this shit like that, and it's normally just the same old tradcons running around. But as much shit as I like to give them, because they totally deserve it, because they're still trying to live their old ordered values in today's day and age, and that shit doesn't fucking work, okay? You guys just want to return to traditionalism. And it's like, nah, bitch, you don't want to fix anything. You just want a time machine. Just your points are irrelevant. But every once in a while, and I generally agree with most of their assessments, it's just the way that they get there is totally fucking off. So yeah, for them pointing this out and just going, haram, haram, this is evil, this is satanic. It's like, no, you actually got like literature and language that's out there, and then you can also just pan the audience and realize that there's a lot of single mothers that are there, and you can't honestly tell me with a straight face that all of those women are victims of abuse, and oh my god, they had to get away from these abusers that they had multiple children with. Like, just fucking stop it. Single mothers raise criminals. Fathers, more often than not, if they're in a divorced or a separated situation, they want to be involved with their children's lives. And because the family court system is set up the way that it is, like 90% of alimony goes from the man to the woman. Child support always goes in that direction as well. And I'm not entirely sure the statistics when it comes to this, but I know that it's over 50%. It's either 70 or 80% of the time women get the majority of custody. Like when I was growing up, I'm thankful and I love the fact that my parents are still together and they don't buy into any of this bullshit. Like my mother and father are excellent examples of a strong, loving couple that has stood the test of time. Christ almighty, either this year or next year, they're coming up on the 35th anniversary. Like they've been together forever. And even when I was growing up and going through school, I can remember there's one friend that I had in grade school, and then my friend group and the people that I was going to school with changed multiple different times as we were moving from different areas. There was a point in time where we were just moving all the time throughout school. Like Christ, growing up, I had 5 different first grade teachers, okay? But I can only think of 2 good friends that I had throughout my entire time in school, from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. Only 2 friends that I had that had strong, stable families. I'm trying to think. A couple more, but those were just kind of fly-by-night friends. But the vast majority came from a divorced household where the mother had custody, and sometimes those mothers weren't exactly the strongest, and the father definitely wanted to be involved in the kids' lives, but those single mothers, they were definitely telling a tale about the fathers. And I can remember one friend specifically where, the mom had majority custody, and then every once in a while, we'd go over and we'd be playing video games at his dad's place, and he was a good dude and all that stuff, but there was no respect between, from the son to the father, and his father to this day is still a really good man. But growing up, that relationship was strained, and they eventually reconciled. But fucking Christ, dude, you see that poisonous behavior. Like, that was bad back in the cut, back when the divorce rates were nearly as high as they are right now. Or even marriage rates at all, okay. Marriage rates are lower than they've ever been in recorded history, and still 50 to 60% of the time, everything's ending in divorce. So what is it, 40% of kids right now are born to a single mother? It gets wild out here. But that's what you see in those crowds right there. In those crowds that are letting men in Speedos, men in women's clothing, play out their mental illness in whips and chains and leather harnesses. All for entertainment? Better stop that shit. Social media storm began when broadcaster Dominique Samuels shared video footage of the Capa Baba Rave event, in which adult men wearing little more than thongs can be seen cavorting and gyrating in front of an audience made up of adults and infant children. No, let's be a little bit more specific. Women and their kids. One of the men is wearing tight black shorts, thigh-high stiletto boots, while he twirled on aerial ropes. Another, wearing just a thong and high heels, performed an impressive balancing act upside down on a chair, leaving little to the imagination. Oh. Samuels, who began her YouTube video stating that she has no issue with it. That's why I can't take women seriously in this issue. That's why I started this video like I did. It's because even if they're 1000% against this type of behavior, they will never be stern enough. And that's why we've ended up in this situation. That's why tradcons and the old neo-cucks that are out there is just the lose with dignity, stiff upper lip guys. It's like, no, this is the LGBT. This is the alphabet mafia run amok. Call them out as such. Like, there are groups that are popping up there. What's it? Gays against groomers and shit like that. Legitimate gay couples that want nothing to do with this shit. And it's like, no, I'm a little bit more important than my sexual proclivities. Wow, imagine that. People don't have to worry about where their dicks or lack of dicks go. This is the don't judge a man by the color of his skin, but rather by the content of his character for the 21st century. Don't judge a person by their sexual proclivities. You gotta judge them by the content of their character, but we don't want you to judge us by our character. In fact, we're just all about our sexuality all the time. Stop sexualizing me, goddammit! Capa Baba Rave. Right. No, I just need to run back this fucking nonsense. I don't have a problem with the LGBT community, nor the drag when it's performed for adults, called the spectacle absolutely abhorrent. Now, man, whatever you want to do behind closed doors, you go ahead and do it. But if you want to start making that the cause du jour, if you want to start furthering something in the name of sexuality, nah, man, you only get away with this type of shit in tolerant Western societies. You go ahead and you try to pull this shit in Saudi. You go ahead and see if you could perform this at the halftime during the World Cup in Qatar. I fucking dare you. Capa Baba Rave is an exciting new event for parents and their babies. Reads the now unavailable company website. Yeah, probably got taken down. Help, we're being attacked. Well, you're going after the kids. God, that was what? Couple of years ago, the San Francisco Gay Men's Choir. Oh, it's just a joke when we said that we're coming for your kids. There we go. There we go. A little slice of afternoon delight that provides show-stopping cabaret interspersed with captivating baby sensory moments. You fucking pedos. Ending in a rave. A rave. You know, those engagements that normally involve copious amounts of drugs and drinking and glow sticks, and that's normally had by kids. Oh wait, no. Again, it's an already inherently sexual practice that's being foisted and co-opted by another inherently sexual ritual. What are you doing? I'm not normally one for government intervention at all whatsoever, but Child Protective Services should be running through those fucking doors right now to return those kids to their fathers that would have none of this shit. We wanted to create the type of event we ourselves as mums, fuck off, would want to go to, you degenerate bitches. Lizzie and Gemma, who are constantly looking to be entertained whilst holding a baby in one hand and a pint in the other. Single moms, do it better. Single mothers are heroes. I fucking want to die. We wanted to give the parents the experience of the big London night out, minus the stabbing, cabaret, drinks, and dancing. But you can bring your baby too and still be home for bedtime. The events are aimed at parents and babies under 2. I would show you some of the footage that's from there, but there's way too much skin and bulges. Not just for YouTube, but just for anybody's decency. The upcoming sold-out event in the Vaults in London is scheduled for March 11th. Past events held there are had notably sexual themes, such as naked chats for parents and babies under the age of 2. During which panelists posed naked whilst they're in conversation about nakedness, and a drag puppet show called The Sodomite. Alright then. The company's social media accounts are now set to private after the video clips were a storm of outrage. Kind of justifiably so. Like, what are you doing? Company launch in January of 2022. Drag queens, just a bunch of confused dudes. Ms. Lucinda B. Oh, Lucinda Behind. Yeah, see, there can be non-sexual drag shows. Are you fucking retarded? Anyways, performed the inaugural cabaret act. Oh yes, it's just cabaret, right? It's just like Eddie Page show. See, there was no nudity, but there was nothing sexual about that at all. Fuckers. A photograph of the drag performer, which uploaded to the Capa Baba Rave Instagram page with the caption, "Oh, this shit is allowed on Instagram, but Andrew Tate gets taken down." Whatever. This bendy bitch will sure to wow you, and with her fabulous acts. Normalizing mental illness. Mr. Molly. What, drug references? I'm sure it's just Molly because that's a woman's name. Was the DJ at the launch event, advertised as a cabaret and sensory rave for babies, yo. Mr. Molly is a drag clown. Oh, God. I wish it was a command and not a description. Both Lucinda Behind and Mr. Molly are affiliated with the House of Naked, which boasts on its Instagram that it is a hedonistic utopia. It fuses drag icons, cabaret greats, and circus legends into one queer spellbinding show that's supposed to be for toddlers 2 and under. Diversity is our strength. You need to be tolerant. You know what? Growing up, I really had some warped misconceptions about Islam, but they are really looking like the answer at this point in time, because this stuff, I don't know if there are enough rocks in the world for Abdul to grab, but I guess we got to start somewhere. This is ultra haram. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.